Welcome to the Dream Journal. From the studios of KSQD in Santa Cruz, the Dream Journal is a weekly show where we explore the power of nighttime dreams through conversations with dream experts and with listeners like you. A dream can be meaningful even if you don't know what it means. Today's music is called Preternatural, and welcome to the Dream Journal. The winter solstice is the time of year to go within. How have your dreams been nudging you into a new alignment? Today is a special all-caller show. No guest, just you. It's a chance to explore your dreams and to inspire others to tune into their own inner wisdom. So take a look at your dream journal, see if there's a dream you'd like to share. Or maybe you can ask that question you've always wondered about.
This broadcast was pre-recorded.
I'm your host, Catherine Bell of Experiential Dreamwork, and welcome to the Dream Journal. All right, we have a caller, Sylvia from Canada. And Sylvia, hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Let's go ahead and start with Sylvia's dream. What would you like to share? And we have waiting in the wings here, Steve Pop in the studio. He'll be coming up next. But Sylvia, how you been?
Hey,
Haven't talked to you in a long time.
My dream is called Crow Bedfellow.
Mm.
Lying in bed with the window open halfway, I'm enjoying the slight breeze from the west that makes our big maple tree leaves dance a lilting waltz. Dusk it does night. The weather is warm and muggy, a sure sign that our storm is about to blow in. Crows are gathering. We haven't seen too many of them this season, but I spy at least 4 in the maple branches. There may be more on the ground, but can't see that from here. With a fluttering noise, a crow alights on my windowsill. His blue-black body gleams as the hall light picks up the shine on his wing feathers, settling back into the bird's body. "Hello, friend," I murmur. He cocks his head and hops off the sill, landing on the foot of my bed. "Okay, so you've come for a visit, I see." Hop, hop, closer yet. "What have you got to tell me, Crow?" Not a word, but his beak opens, his dark red tongue moves a bit. "It's time for rest, you know, for sleep," I tell him. Crow has reached my shoulder now. I wonder what he's up to. He picks at the sheet and, lifting it up, forces his way down beside my body, next to my right leg, then settles right down. His feathers are soft and silky. I wonder, is Crow afraid of the impending storm? Is he here to comfort me? I've been unusually down of late. Does he sense that? I don't disturb Crow. He may be here for the night. And the day.
Okay. So the crow climbed into bed with you, huh?
Sure did. I can almost feel his body against my leg.
Oh, so what is that like to have that crow come right into the room and then crawl right into the bed with you?
Well, he's really curious.
Mm-hmm.
He just seemed so curious and knowing what he wanted to do. And it felt Well, it felt friendly, to tell you the honest truth, and a bit comforting at that time because I did feel like a storm was coming,
Mm.
and I'm not crazy about storms.
Yeah, well, there's those storms of weather, and then there's the storms of our life too.
And that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think about what, at the time of the dream, what was actually happening, and actually what was happening or had happened. I'd just been on a big trip and had visited and gone for a wedding, and there were all kinds of things going on, but some was some was good stuff, and others with very sad stuff.
Mm. Yeah. So maybe the comforting is something that you really needed right in that moment.
It did feel good in the dream, very good.
Right. No,
It felt like I wasn't alone.
yeah. Uh-huh. Crows are kind of magical creatures, aren't they?
I really like crows and ravens. We have ravens up here mostly, but we had lots of crows where I grew up. And we always used to say if the crows were gathering that, okay, so I guess there's a storm coming.
Oh, interesting. So this crow is, maybe presaging the storm, but also providing me comfort during the storm.
Yeah, I think I really do. Well, it gives me comfort when I think of the dream, and the dream came back to me right before a huge storm hit us. So, it was whether there was some just sort of,
Precognition. Go ahead.
yeah, I was trying to think of that.
I thought you were being delicate, like not saying that dreams predict things, but sometimes they seem to do that actually. Yeah.
Yeah, but it could have been, it could have been, but it did. I did have a very good feeling about seeing Crow and having it come into me and being beside me, and certainly with no, aggressive behavior or anything. It's just very friendly.
Right. Oh, I love that. And you mentioned this was from a few years ago. Is that right?
It was last year.
Last year, okay. And so, I've always struck me when I remember certain dreams from some time ago that this dream is like very present. I've even had like childhood dreams suddenly become like this is important right now. And I trust that there's something happening right now that that old dream still has something valuable to tell me. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I was looking at the date, and it was very close to the anniversary of my first marriage.
Oh, okay. Huh.
So I don't know, maybe that was also something I could look at, maybe there were good memories to be had, and I don't know. Crow is very wise. Crows are intelligent. So I trust that Crow knew why he should be there.
Absolutely. Well, crows are very, they are very intelligent. I sometimes think when humans wipe themselves out that maybe they'll take over the world. I don't know. They're very adaptable. They learn. They're omnivores. They watch other birds to see what they're eating, and then they'll just eat that. So they use tools sometimes. They're very intelligent birds. You're right. Yeah, crows and ravens both. So Sylvia, thank you so much for sharing this beautiful dream.
Thank you so much, Catherine, for having me on your show.
All right. And I know you're way far north, so where it's really cold. So I hope you get some comfort and not too many storms this winter.
I hope not. It's snowing again today.
Oh, okay. Hope you can be cozy inside.
Okay, thanks. Have a wonderful show.
Thanks, Sylvia.
I'll enjoy it.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, now I know we do have another caller on the line. I believe it's Chris, but I'm going to wait. If you could wait for just a moment there, Chris. I wanted to go to the studio where I have Steve Pop. Steve, Pop, what can we
Good
do for
morning.
you?
Good morning, Catherine.
Good
morning. Yeah, so this you were mentioning earlier about this being the time of winter solstice, which I don't go by the standard conventions of it being the beginning of winter. I find it the middle of winter and the return of the light after the shortest day and longest night. My dreams recently have been not as full. They've been more fragmented. But just in the last week, I've had a series of dreams that all seem to have some connection. And they all start out as being journey dreams where I'm traveling, I'm going someplace. Sometimes I'm aware of the fact that I'm in a car. Other times, not so much, but I'm not exactly walking either. I'm kind of floating along, moving down a pathway or a road. And almost always, these very scenic, but they always end, they have a terminal point. It's like there comes to the end of a road, and more frequently than not, it's been at the ocean. And I have had two dreams recently where one in which I felt the need, I had to get down to the surf line and move around this point of rocks to get to the other side. There was some intention for me there, and it was very important to me. But as I went out to do that, the waves rise up and are crashing into me, and it's beautiful actually. It's bright and sunny, and the water is sort of a turquoise color with lots of foam, but these waves are huge and they are just buffeting me back. There's just no way I'm going to be able to do this, and I'm feeling frustrated, but determined to keep going. Well, that's where that dream ends. The next one is somewhat similar in that I have actually apparently gotten around the point of rocks, and there's a cove with a beach, and there's a large, I would almost describe it like a crater in the beach where there is like a fire pit, and it's somehow my responsibility to bring wood to this fire. And it's just like driftwood or whatever I can find on the beach. And I'm building this fire. It feels, excuse me, it feels very sort of ceremonial in a sense. And just as I'm doing this and I'm getting ready to start this fire, it's kind of smoldering already, but I'm building this fire. I happen to glance back the direction I came, and I see a pickup truck, which I recognize as being one that I owned many years ago, but no longer have. And it's suddenly being buffeted by waves in the surf, and it looks like it's going to float out into the ocean. So I race over and I grab onto the bed of this pickup truck, and it feels just like it's a little toy or a raft or something. It's floating, and I'm trying to drag it back in. And my God, I can't let this thing go out and sink in the ocean. That would be terrible. And it's, garbage and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I fail. And it's ripped out of my hands. And then once again, I'm being buffeted by these waves and pushed back onto the shore. So this has been this recurring sort of a theme where I'm on a journey, I arrive, it's the ocean, there's waves. There is for me a certain seasonality to that, but it's also some connection I have with the ocean. I've always wanted to live near water. Even when I was in the Sierras, I had to be near lakes and streams and rivers and things. So, but the ocean in particular is, and I'm not like a surfer or anything. It's like I don't like to go out and swim around in the ocean, particularly. There's fishies and things like that. But anyways, so it just kind of curious to me that I would be having more complete dreams recently than I have been, and that they all involve journeying and the ocean.
I love that, Steve. There is something about dreaming that the themes that we have evolve, and that the dreams evolve, and there's something about that they taking us somewhere, or maybe they're reflecting where we're going in life. And so it's interesting that you've had these long journeying dreams, and finally you end up at the ocean, and then there's this thing with a fire pit at the ocean, but then you're in the ocean, and so and yet you're getting pushed back, like you're being pushed back onto the land, and yet your car, that old car of yours, a truck, is being dragged out into the ocean,
gone.
and and yet is there like a pull for me to go out in the ocean?
This is the strange thing. As I said, I'm not a strong swimmer. I'm not thrilled about, getting into deep water or rough seas. And yet, there's a very strong pull for me. I have to get into this. I have to, don't let it push you back. You've got to get in there. But it does. And it's a force of nature. And,
that longing, the longing to be in the ocean,
I
be
think
with
so.
the water.
Yeah, maybe I'm going back to the cosmic pool.
Yeah, the womb, going back to the sea of consciousness, the womb. And I'll be curious to see how they evolve, because this has been a huge...
They are evolving.
They are.
Yeah.
And, a lot of times when we see, I'm having the same dream over and over again, it's not the same dream.
No,
they
there's nuances. And,
Yeah.
the first time was bright and sunny. The second time it was stormy and cloudy. And what's with this big bonfire thing I'm supposed to be? And there's nobody else there. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. I love that. And something about being in the waves, buffeted and being pushed back from the ocean feels like a very emotional kind of a feeling.
A lot of that going on.
Yeah, and I know you have a lot going on in your life. And,
True.
And so there's something about the buffeting, and yet I have this longing, this kind of pure, clean longing.
There's also a sense of anytime I dream of water in a dream, whether it's the ocean or a lake or just a bowl of water, there's a purification, a cleansing sort of a sense to it for me, that it's refreshment, but it's also connected in some way to purification.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings a real spiritual element,
right?
For sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what matters.
Go with the feeling.
Go with the feeling. The dreamer knows.
And ravens are wonderful.
Oh, aren't they? Aren't they? Ravens and crows. All those corvids.
I got lots of crows in my place.
Yeah. They're amazing allies. Thank you, Steve.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate you sharing that dream.
Much happy solstice.
Good. All right. Thanks. You too. All right, we have two people on the lines. So let's start with Chris. Is this Chris from Felton?
Hey, Catherine.
Hey,
how are you?
Good to talk to you, Chris. Thanks for calling in.
My pleasure. And I think I'm going to continue along with this water theme.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because the water definitely shows up in a lot of my dreams as well. And I had this one a while ago, a few months ago, but I'm continuing to be curious about it.
Yes.
Like you said, sometimes dreams stick with you. So in this dream, I'm with a group of people they're not people from my waking life, just sort of anonymous folks. And we're standing around a small pond. And I asked someone, I'm curious if the pond is being fed by a river or a stream or maybe melting snow, because I don't see how the water has arrived there, but I don't get an answer to that question. And we also have this sort of group knowing that this pond is filled with really rotten, gross stuff. Like it's you can't see through it. It's this green, mucky, awful looking water. And then the dream shifts, and now I'm in the middle of the pond, holding on to this log, big log, so that I don't go under. But I can see enough through the water that there are two big, beautiful fish there. One's like this white, yellow, maybe a sculpin. I'm a diver, so I'm familiar with fish. Anyway, it's a big ocean fish. But then next to it is this beautiful butterfly fish that you would see like maybe in Hawaii. And they look very healthy. So I'm a little confused how they ended up in this really disgusting water. And I'm thinking maybe someone actually put them there, like took them out of a fish tank and dumped them in. So again, I'm just curious about that. But I need to get to shore, so I hold my breath and swim the short distance. It's not a very big pond, so I can kind of hold my breath and on one breath make it to the shore, but I'm really concerned about not getting any of this disgusting water in my mouth. And as I'm swimming, my arms are working just fine, but my legs are like hardly able to kick at all. And that's where the dream ends. I don't even remember if I made it to shore because I was so concerned about not ingesting any of this water.
Right, right. And yet there's these two beautiful, healthy fish who living in this pond.
Yeah.
This mucky, disgusting pond that I don't even want to get in my eyes or mouth and yet there's part of me. There's these two beautiful fish that are totally healthy here. Do you have any sense of what's going on there? Like, is that a part of me here?
I'm just really, I'm sort of curious. I'm very curious
Uh-huh.
and amazed. And yeah, my sense, sort of my dream knowing is these are not native to this pond. You know, someone has put them there, but they seem to be thriving in it regardless.
Wow. Do you want to play around? We'll do a little gestalt here and imagine
Sure,
yourself.
what?
Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. Well, imagine yourself as one of the fish. Like, what is it like to have been, you're newly put into this pond and yet you're thriving? And it seems really mucky to this human swimming by, but to,
It feels mucky. It feels mucky to me too.
okay.
Like this is not my normal environment.
Uh-huh.
I've come from somewhere where the water is, you know, clean and healthy, and I have this friend with me. I'm not alone. There's this other fish here, and that feels good. We're sort of both in the same predicament.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised that, you know, because I'm breathing this, you know, water is giving me oxygen, and it seems to be better for me than I would expect. I
Okay.
guess is how I'm feeling as the fish. So I'm wondering if maybe I can survive here after all, even though it's not a very pleasant environment.
Right. And so I'm wondering, like, so yet that you use the word thriving for this fish. So if you're the fish that's there thriving and there's all this surprise, and yet there is thriving. I'm very curious about that, huh? Like, is there?
Yeah, and I can kind of look up and see this human who's not happy at all.
No.
I have this sense that she does not have the capacity to thrive in this water the way I can.
Oh, okay, interesting. And yet, in the dream world, you two are aligned. You're both are parts of the same person. So they're
Yeah,
part.
she's looking at me.
Yeah,
She's looking at us.
yeah.
My fellow fish here, and she's very curious about us and how we're thriving
All right.
in this stuff. So
It says it's almost
yeah, as a human in the dream, maybe there's what's occurring to me is what tools do I have when I think I'm in a really awful, mucky, yucky situation? Maybe there's more available for me there than I would think.
Yeah, maybe you have the capacity to thrive there, but maybe you have to be the fish and actually breathe it all in. Like, you let it run across your gills and go deep. Like, maybe that's the key to the thriving. I don't know, but instead of going, holding your breath and holding your nose.
Myself in the dream is like, oh God, no, I cannot in me at all.
Oh my God.
I'm very resistant.
Okay. Well, we can honor that. And so you can still be resistant and say, no, I'm not going to let myself breathe in this horrible muck. And yet to be aware that there is a part of me that knows how to thrive here may be comforting, even if it's like, if I'm in a place or in a situation or like a relationship or a conversation that feels really yucky, that I just don't want to be part of. And yet to maybe just tap into that sculpin or that beautiful Hawaiian fish and say, wow, there's part of me that it could be possible for me to thrive here. You know?
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. And it occurs to me too, what you said, that, you know, these are two very beautiful fish. It's not like, you know, an eel or something that you would expect to be thriving in that water. There's, you know, some part of me that's actually, you know, has some, you know, some deep beauty to it that's able to thrive there.
Love that. It's not just like a bottom feeder or catfish or something like they usually associate with dirty water. These are beautiful fish. And so there's I love that you can hold both those places. Like, yes, I'm not going to breathe this in. I'm not going to let it in my mouth. And yet there's part of me that can thrive here. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
Chris, thank you so much for calling.
Oh, thank you, Catherine. I love the show.
All right, thanks. All right, take
Okay.
care.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, so we'll take one more call before the break. We have Jenny, and how are you doing, Jenny? Is this Jenny from Santa Cruz?
Yes. Oh,
Hi,
Catherine, I'm so happy to be able to talk with you today.
Jenny D'Angelo, a poet. Yes.
I had a dream just 3 days ago that was it was a different quality of energy than I've ever felt before.
Mm.
And so, and I also want to say that recently, just as a note, if I wake up in the middle of the night and I sit up and meditate in my bed and then fall back to sleep, my dreams really seem to be different and more profound, these morning dreams. So this was a morning dream.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with people that I don't know, and there is a faceless man who has this beautiful house and yard and gardens, very, very wealthy, but not ostentatious, just like very consciously having a very rich and abundant life in a gorgeous way.
Mm.
And he's showing me around different things, and there's this sense of magnetism
Mm.
and the quality of being seen and felt and met so deep
Mm.
that I was buoyant for the whole day after this dream. I'm not looking for a partner, and it felt to me like my soul
Mm-hmm. Mm.
is saying to me the wholeness of your life is evidenced here now this way.
Mm. So you felt like connected to this man,
It
this
felt
soul
like
person.
mythic or archetypal. It wasn't about, oh, I'm going to meet this man and the fact that he was faithless, but so generous and gracious and abundant without any crassness. It was just a gorgeous place to be, and to have this beautiful being and me feel so magnetized to each other. It was just, I mean, even telling it to you now, the greatness of how that feels, it doesn't feel like, as I said, oh, I'm going to meet this man or I'm looking for a partner.
Right.
It felt like the world is showing me wholeness. And just two other things. Sometimes I'll just sort of wake up just for a second and there'll be an image. And so the numbers 29 and 79 just there. And of course that adds up to 108. And 4 shamrocks, four leaf clovers in a circle. So these kinds of wholeness images, I guess. And I think what I would really say is I feel like I landed in my body.
Wow. Landed in my body. That's amazing, Jenny. Yes. Yes.
There is, I don't know if this is too weird, but there's a lot of this talk about Three-Eye Atlas and the quality of new energy that's coming into our atmosphere. And it's this was wholeness that I haven't, I mean, I have a good life, but this is just such a big quality of wholeness.
And yeah, I love that you're emphasizing that this is not something that you're looking for in waking life, in the outer world. You're not necessarily looking for a relationship, but that you're making this connection maybe with your body, maybe with your soul. There's something that's with the universe, with the divine. There's some kind of sense of wholeness and connectedness.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't know what the Three-Eye Atlas is. I have not heard that.
it was just a kind of you know, a tail thought, but the quality of how this feels. I've never had a dream in this way, in this realm.
Well, Jenny, I hope that this experience of sharing your dream out loud has helped to deepen the feeling of the dream, and that this dream could stay with you and the feelings of the dream, for throughout the next weeks and months, and as you're meditating and falling asleep, to recognize that you have that capacity for the feelings, capacity for openness, a sense of wholeness and connecting to the body, and that the dream is evidence of your capacity.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
It is beautiful. And I can't wait to hear what poems arise out of this one.
I really, really honor that you have a show that this kind of conversation can happen.
Oh, good. Well, and I would love to thank you for calling, Jenny. And if you write a poem about this or some other one, I'd love to have you call back and read us something.
Thank you so much. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you. You too. All right. Take care. Happy
Bye.
solstice to everybody. So we need to take a short break. We have Lisa on the phone right now, but we're going to have to wait until after the break. We are broadcast live from the KSQD studios in Santa Cruz and co-broadcast live in San Jose by KCXU and podcast everywhere. We are doing an all solstice, all caller show, and it's all about you. Today's day is all about you. You can learn about you can look at our archive page at ksqd.org/the-dream-journal. And this podcast will be out on Monday. We will be right back with more calls.
This broadcast was pre-recorded.
You are listening to The Dream Journal, and I am Catherine Bell of Experiential Dreamwork. I'd like to send out a special welcome to our far-flung listeners. We have them, all of our local folks, Los Altos, Salinas, Pleasanton, Alamo, San Rafael, Sacramento, Citrus Heights, California, Whittier, Surrey, British Columbia, Ontario, Antua from Ontario, and different cities, and Philadelphia and Quebec, Canada. So thank you so much for listening to The Dream Journal, this special all-caller show. And just to let you know that you can help nudge that algorithm to spread interest in dreaming by following The Dream Journal on your favorite podcast app. So please leave a rating or a review if you're inspired, but most importantly, tell your friends. You can go to LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook to find out about upcoming shows and pod drops by following #TheDreamJournal and at Experiential Dreamwork. Next week, I'm pleased to have on the show Roger Kamenetz, who will be talking about how he regards dreams as sacred encounters. And today, we do not have one particular guest. We have the guest of all the dreamers who choose to call in. We've already had 4 calls, 4 dreams shared, and we have 2 more people on the line. So the lines are full. And so next up will be Lisa from Pleasanton. Please say hello, Lisa.
Hi, Catherine. Good to be with you.
Hey, thanks so much for calling. What can we do for you?
Well, it has been a wonderful selection of dreams, and so I thought I'd share one with laughter, because I usually don't laugh in dreams.
Oh, laughter. What a great idea. Yes. Uh-huh.
So I titled the dream "Train Ride in Japan / Wise Old Man."
Uh-huh.
So I'm on a train, and we're traveling through Japan, and in my lovely berth that's very comfortably furnished, there's a old man with white hair. He's Japanese, and he's just delightful.
Mm.
He smiles and smiles. He's just a wonderful, open man.
Mm.
And then there's another person sort of in the background, a woman, and there may be one or more people. But now the old man are sitting in a chair and we're facing the wall where there should be a window. It's all wallpaper and it's like Japanese decorations. It's all in black and white. And he says, this is what we need to do. We need to sit in front of the wall and look at the wallpaper. And he starts laughing. Then I start laughing. It's like we're playing a game. And then I say, well, there's this other lady. Why doesn't she come join us? Being inclusive. But then she says, instead of coming, she says she needs to know what time it is. She has some medical tests done, and somehow the time is linked to what her tests are. It's kind of weird, but time now comes into the dream. So the old man pulled up his sleeve, and there's this most gorgeous gold watch on his arm, and I'm just fascinated by this watch. Oh, and I forgot one part. When we're sitting in front of the wallpaper, I suddenly I want to see outside, and I lift up the Venetian blind of the blind, and a pair of binoculars comes flying out, and the old man catches it. And that's another moment of laughter between the two of us. So this woman asks the time. He tells her the time. And it kind of shifts to now we're still traveling on the train, but I suddenly feel like I'm moving into some sort of reality or surreal space. And I'm just getting used to figuring out what's happening when my husband wakes me up.
Oh no. Darn it. But then maybe you helped you remember the dream to be woken up in the
Yeah,
middle of the
yeah.
day.
Yeah, but it was such a wonderful laughing and having a good time and
Yeah.
joyous. And as most of my dreams are very anxiety producing.
They're very what? Sorry?
Anxiety producing.
Oh, interesting. But this one there was laughter. And then even that moment, which for me seems like it could have been anxious when somebody's like, oh, but what's the time? Like for me, that would be something to I'm starting to worry now about the time. And yet even that turns into a moment of laughter.
Correct.
Yeah. Wow. Lisa,
And so you
love this.
mentioned earlier that our dreams will shift over time, and I'm starting to notice more of a shift, especially after reading Roger Kamenetz's The History of Our Dreams.
Yes, that's an amazing book. Well, History of Last Night's Dream is one of the books that was pivotal in my dream evolution as well. And we'll be having Roger synchronistically is on the show next week.
Looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yes. So I love this dream, Lisa, and I would suggest that you might notice in waking life if you're experiencing more laughter in waking life, like the dream is maybe reflecting that you're letting go of this anxiety and opening up to laughter. Like it just yeah. Does that resonate?
It does, and also just letting go of judgment. When I'm starting to feel something uncomfortable, I try to look at the positive side or make a joke. Yeah,
Perfect.
To ease the sentence, that whatever tension there may be. I mean, there's not a lot of tension in my personal life right now. So, but I just thought too, this old man was kind of a old man archetype.
Yep.
Yeah, and maybe we get more archetypes in our dreams as our dreams shift and change, and we learn how to recognize them.
Right, like Jenny D'Angelo was just mentioning her dream of that man in the garden, and that there was something very archetypal about that, and that these kind of inner relationships, we start to recognize the inner relationships and how important they are.
Correct. Oh, that's so true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, wonderful. More laughter to you, Lisa, for
thank you
sure.
so much.
Thank you for bringing your laughter to the Dream Journal. And feel free to send me an email or something. I'd love to keep in touch.
Okay, great, Catherine. Will do. Thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, so now we're going to turn to Kathy. Kathy from Corona. So glad to hear from you.
Hey, it's always great to be back and to listen to everybody talk about dreams. It's a never-ending fascination for me. And today's my birthday, so I'm so glad I was able to. Thank you. I was able to tap in before, and we were doing Dreamwork group last Saturday. So
perfect. Love that.
Yeah, so I couldn't join in to this particular group, but I had a dream, and I would love to get your take on it. And it's fun that it's just calling about your dreams this week.
Yep,
So
that's it.
perfect.
Yeah, it is just perfect. This is more of a fragment, I would say. It's not a sort of, beginning, middle, and end kind of dream. It's more just like a vision.
Yeah.
But what I have is an old woven basket
Mm-hmm.
without a handle. And it's more of an old-fashioned kind. It's pretty sizable. It's about what I'd say 2 feet by maybe 15 inches um, across and about 12 inches maybe tall.
Mm.
But the handle is gone, and it's actually a basket from a closet that I have, and I happened to come across it a couple months ago. Haven't really thought about it then. And I think it was handed down from my mom, but I'm not certain about
So it's a
that.
basket you know from Waking Life.
Yes,
Ah.
it is. And I don't often have those kinds of dreams. So
Mhm.
it's fun. It's fun to have that included. And I'm holding a basket, and I also have what seems like maybe seeds, but they're really big. Um, they look kind of like small lima beans.
Hmm.
Um, and all of a sudden, there is an explosion
Mm.
in the basket. It's of color and movement and blossoming. It's just, the color is just, I think they're flowers, but it might be butterflies. I'm not completely sure. And
Hmm.
they're just hundreds of all colors, and they're just pouring over the edge of this basket.
Hmm.
And almost like waterfall or foam.
Wow.
There's reds and yellows and orange and blues and greens, and it just keeps coming.
Hmm.
And the way it's going over the edge makes me think that it might be butterflies, but I'm not completely certain. And that's the end of the dream.
Mm. Wow. What was the feeling? Were you scared of like this kind of
Well,
explosion, or was it
no,
no?
like
Oh.
exultation
Oh,
and
love it.
delight and wonder and fun. I love nature, so there was nothing threatening about it. It was more just like feeling that wonder that I get when I'm in nature and something marvelous happens that I've never seen before, or the behavior of an animal just tickles the heck out of me. Or um, sometimes I feel peaceful, but in this case, it's more just whoa,
Uh-huh.
and isn't that amazing? And what's happening? There's definitely a lot of wonder about it and thinking, how in the world did this happen?
Mm-hmm.
And it was a feel good dream, which is
Yeah.
a nice change too. I a lot of times have dreams where I'm being chased, or I'm running late, or I haven't packed what I need to pack, and the plane or the train and the car is leaving, and all the
Mm-hmm.
the tumult that seems to happen sometimes with travel. And this was a lovely departure from stressful dreams that I seem to have regularly.
Fabulous. I love that. And it all comes from this basket that was from your mother's side of the family. Is that what I heard?
I think it was from my mom's.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah, my mom's family, and I just use it to put little miscellaneous things in the top of my closet,
Uh-huh.
and I like the way it looks.
And does it
So
also have no handle, or is this one in the dream? You made the point of saying that the handle was missing. Is it you're saying the Waking
this,
Life basket did have a handle?
no, waking life, there's no handle
There's no
either.
handle? Okay.
I mean, it's really old. I think it just wore out, or the lashings could have even rotted. It's that old.
There's kind of a metaphor for me there, or kind of a dream pun. It's like I don't have a handle on it, and it's okay because it turns out to be fabulous. Like maybe it's okay not to have a handle on everything all the time.
I like that.
Right?
I like that.
Like it's just here it comes, the butterflies, it's the flowers, what's the lima beans? We don't know. Like it's
and
wonderful, delightful.
and maybe that's the message. I don't have to have a handle on
Uh,
everything. I'm kind of a control freak, so
you
so
and me both,
maybe
sister. I know that one. You
It's
and me
more
both.
like, hey, just chill out, girl, and
Yeah.
just watch the show.
I would go ahead and instead of making it being a scolding, just to say instead that the dream is saying that you're learning already to let things go, rather than saying like, "Oh,
That's
just
actually,
you know
that's
what
a
I mean?"
great way to
You
look
know what I'm
at
saying?
it.
Because it's the dream is maybe saying what's already happening for you. You're already learning to let go.
Well, and before I had this dream, I had this sense of usually impending comes before doom, but this was impending um expansion or
Oh.
some big change or I don't know, just
Yeah.
something expansive was going to happen.
And sure enough, it did. Expanded. I mean, explosion is really is a tremendous expansion, and it's and you were right. It's exactly, and it was delightful. Like you said, impending usually leads to doom, but this was not a doom dream. It was not anxiety. It was not fear. It was delight.
Mm,
I have one
yeah.
more little question about the you mentioned these seeds like lima beans. And that came
hmm
and you saw were they in the basket?
Well, I don't remember the transition before they were in my hand at some point,
Mhm.
and I don't remember the transition like planting them
Mhm.
in the basket or placing them, but these flowers or butterflies were definitely flowing out of the bottom of the basket and up and over
Mm.
the edge. So I'm not sure about that transition.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious because like sometimes the dreams provide little hints to how we can get more of that. How can we get more of that joy, more of that explosion of butterflies, more of that exultation? And is there some hint here? I mean, one of the hints has to do with that it's a basket from your mother. And
hmm
I know nothing about your mother or your relationship to your mother, but I'm thinking that there's something that maybe we often worry we get things from ancestors that are troublesome, but we also get a lot of strengths from our ancestors too. And so it makes me think that maybe there's something about the lineage here, or maybe it's like a window where things were really good. And so that there's like one little hint there from me that it's my mother's basket. Plus, I keep it in my closet. That's interesting too.
Right, right. It's
Right?
not like something I have done away with or
No.
um I mean it is something that I put things that I like in it. So kind of like a special little spot. Well, my mom has passed. It's
Uh-huh.
been a little over 2 years and I was her caregiver for 10 of those years. She lived to be 101. So
Wow.
she lived a long,
You took care of
wonderful
your mom
life.
for 10 years? Wow. Mm.
Yeah, and she was a gardener.
Mm.
Loved flowers. And I know that a lot of my love of nature and flowers has come from her.
Wow.
But that's interesting. I didn't think about that aspect of it. I am just starting after 10 years,
Uh-huh.
2 years following that, I'm just starting to feel like I'm coming alive again.
I'm
It
sure.
was
Wow.
it was really
Oh,
tough going for a long
oh.
time.
Mm-hmm. That's
So thank you. Thank you
thank you,
for that.
Kathy. Beautiful dream. Thank you so much for calling. I always love to get a call from you.
Well,
Ah,
thank you.
good.
Thank you so much, and happy holiday season as well.
Yeah, happy holidays to you, Kathy, and to all my listeners. So take care, Kathy, until we speak again.
Thank you. You
Uh,
too.
Okay.
Bye bye for now.
Bye. And I think that's everybody. Maybe Rick just check that other line just to see if anybody's out. I don't think so. Nope, he's just making it. We are complete. This has been a marvelous show. I love these all caller shows, and they also make me nervous. And we had some fabulous calls. I think it's a record in terms of the number of callers that we've had and such beautiful dreams. I really appreciate your vulnerability and willingness to share things, and just to model how just to share a dream can bring insight and understanding. Thank you. Okay, so thank you all for listening. The Dream Journal is produced at the studios of KSQD in Santa Cruz. We are live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific at ksqd.org. The podcast is released on the Monday after the show. It spreads interest in dreaming when you subscribe, rate, and review. I am Catherine Bell. You can find out about my dream coaching practice at experientialdreamwork.com. You can email me at catherine@ksqd.org. That's KATHERINE. Follow Experiential Dreamwork and hashtag The Dream Journal on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to keep up with the shows. I'd like to thank Rick Cleffel, engineer and music creator. Audio editing by Suki Wessling, phones by Max Deaton, and intro and outro pieces are both by Mood Science. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, take a minute to write down your dream and bring it to the next Dream Journal.
There's a time in our life all the husbands and wives, all the boys and the girls, and everyone in the world knows that so much is wrong, but much more is right. We see in the darkness by shining a light. And you are everything. Yes, you are everything. The sun all alone, and moonlight on waves, a hand when it's needed, the smile that saves you are everything. Yes, you are the reasons I the days start in dark, night begins in the light. forward each day to say what I feel and push darkness down.